there are going to be times where if our boundaries are flexible and malleable and we've developed this, oh, let's cooperate, let's talk it out with everyone, everyone's got a perspective that's valid, then there are going to be people who take advantage of that. And I want to, now that we've got protective use of force versus punitive use of force, etc., I want to let you know that you are someone that you can protect by your compassionate use of force. Well, what is that compassionate use of force? It can just be blocking people on the internet. It could be refusing to engage in a conversation. I've done this. A lot of my practice lately, especially in this COVID year, has been in online communication. So someone will go in their rant, and often, not always, they'll go on their rant, and then I will try to giraffe ear them. I'll, oh, so do you mean this? you know and for people who are ready to open, people who are opening, it only usually takes one giraffe ears. And so I have some members of like my church congregation or folks like that, and I'll go, oh, do you mean this? And they'll go, oh yeah, that's and they'll actually walk back and go, wow, sorry, I was name calling there on your thread. What I really mean is this. Oh, okay, cool. A little bit more entrenched. Sometimes we've been really wounded. It takes a lot of emergency empathy to help soften us back up again. And so, it might take two. I have personally a 3 strikes you're out rule. If you're unwilling to take some responsibility for your own feelings, if you're unwilling to speak in terms of the choices that we're going to make, the empowered choices where we are responsible, if you insist on a policy of blame or even hate speech, or some of the best internet trolls subtly veil their hate speech in dog whistles and things like that, generalizations about people based on age, sex, race. I have a three strikes you're out rule personally, and that is that there are folks, including myself, who would love my mental and emotional energy. And if I spend it on someone who seems to be committed to draining that energy, like if that seems to be the point of their game, is to sort of cheat me out of my life force or my time, then I have a policy where I just cut them off. I just don't play anymore. I either just say no, I sometimes will delete their comments, I block people on the internet. And I think the main slogan that I want to give you, because a lot of this will be old news to you, but occasionally there are a couple of us where I'm saying this and it's like, holy crap, I didn't know you could say no. Oh, I've been pandering to narcissists the whole time because somebody like told you that that's how you be nice when you were a kid or something like that. So just in case, but the slogan we could use for all of us, I think it's nice to have a slogan for all of us, is I don't owe you anything. So because this is the trap of the troll, of the narcissist, etc., is that instead of in our compassionate, consensual, connected orientation, there's a great degree of generativity. So by contrast, that orientation has this sense of like, oh, we're gonna generate values and offer them into each other's lives. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? We'll choose on each other's behalf, etc. The opposite, the closed and constricted orientation, has this feeling that there's only so much energy to go around. There's only so much joy. There's only so much love, etc. And in the worst case scenarios, when we're really traumatized, or when, God forbid, brain chemistry or architecture is set up to encourage you to harm others, there's a sense that the way I feel good is if I can deprive you of these limited resources of love and joy and whatever. So, as a certified new ager, I can tell you, like, they can try all they want. They still can't deprive you of those intrinsic qualities. But to humor them, to go on, maybe using your energy, your vitality, your time in ways that actually promotes harm rather than all of the other cool stuff that you could be doing with that. So I want to sound into the realm of non-violence and blah, 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 that there are some folks, I love to chat with them so long as we use logic and data and the ability to take another's perspective. Man, can I entertain a lot of views, and it's a really good time. If you're committed to convincing me of your point of view. If that's your main point of the conversation, not an interesting conversation to me. And if you do that by making generalizations about your opposition, using rhetoric instead of logic, raising your voice, using all of those escalation tactics we already learned to watch out for, then that is a hard no for me, because you're now engaging in what I would call violent communication. You are using coercion, manipulation tactics, and sometimes outright violence. So sometimes the violence is subtle, sometimes it's outright. But back to our slogan, in all of these, it's like, okay, the how you know you're dealing with the narcissist or the internet troll is the systems are set up to get you to feel, to get you to believe that you owe something. You owe them a debate. People of certain religious persuasions will get you into a debate, and make it as if the burden of proof isn't on them to prove their ideas. Oh, you can't disprove my ideas, blah, 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 blah. People of certain political persuasions will get you into these same debates. And I'm here to tell you that if you want to do that, that's great. But have in your mind, this is just your bonus lesson, that quick, there's all sorts of tactics, how to get out of gaslighting, how to get out of this kind of emotional abuse. So we don't have time. I'm not even certified in that for this course, but the quick one that I believe underlies and would feed all of those, if you can get into your awareness that you owe them nothing. We can choose to be generators of value, and sometimes I like to go into the most rhetoric bound situations and just go in and just generate value. Oh, I've got extra. Here we are. But you don't owe them anything. There's nothing that you owe. You don't owe them an explanation for your views. If we want to exchange information, that's great, but I don't actually owe you anything. So we're back to that. No means no, or my views are my views. And people who get off on talking down to you, on mansplaining to you, on belittling you, don't actually deserve. No, I don't want to use that word. But they don't just get any of your time. So this is Becoming the Narcissist's Nightmare. I stole that title from a book by the same name. You could read that book if you wanted. This is not me signing off and endorsing everything in that book. I don't think I finished it, but it was recommended by a llama of mine, and some of the ideas were in there really started to just kind of tickle me. So Becoming the Narcissist's Nightmare. Step one, they don't owe you anything. A way to help with this, because there are times where people might be expressing views that are harmful or fixated or closed, and you feel, maybe I have some leverage here. Oh, this is a member of my community, and I think that's really harmful. So the second mantra, slogan that you can use is, I like to ask, is it my job? Is it my job? And this is for folks, like if you have like emergency response training and you see someone injured, you have a duty to act. You have a duty to act. So in that case, is it my job? Yes. Okay. So me as a martial artist, if I see someone acting up, or if I see someone just shouting and using that body language, I feel I have a duty to act by going and standing nearby. If I see someone saying slurs on a bus, I have a duty to act, to go and befriend and defend the person that they're shouting those slurs at. If I see someone shouting slurs at me, though, that may or may not be my job to talk them into a more compassionate way of existence, etc. So this is one of the things that good nature, I just want to offer to the good-hearted, good-natured folks out there. If you found yourself in the empathy dojo, you're probably one of them, that a lot of the time you don't owe anybody anything. And then there are moments where, as a bodhisattva, okay, I have a duty to act here. It is my job. Oh, that's my mom. Oh, that's my kid. They said, come get your boy. That is my boy. I got to come and get my boy. So these two slogans, I believe, are a great way for you to both become the narcissist's nightmare, not be someone who actually lets people get away with their energy vampirism and their emotional manipulation tactics, and still keep your bodhisattva's heart, that when you have leverage, when you have a duty to act, when you have that energy, when your worldview is correct, so you know you're not going to be damaging yourself, then you can dive in that situation and you can know because you have the right question to ask. All right, so this is bonus lesson, Becoming the Narcissist's Nightmare. Feel free to get that book and read it. drop in a comment what you got out of that, etc. Talk to you soon.